Let's start off with vanadyl sulfate. This is a mineral that actually mimics the effect of insulin. It will help your body respond better to insulin, and it acts a little bit like insulin. And by having better insulin, or something that's mimicking insulin, you're going to drive that sugar into the cells where it belongs and manage that sugar better. Less body fat. About 7.5 milligrams with meals was shown, at least in some animal studies, to lower glucose and improve insulin sensitivity. Vanadyl sulfate. It's one of the forgotten minerals. The other two here, I wish I had more time to go into these in detail. Lipoic acid is one of my favorite antioxidants for the human body. Lipoic acid, besides fighting those free radicals and oxidative stress, is really good for insulin in the body. Lots of diabetics take lipoic acid because of its effect on restoring insulin sensitivity. About 200 to 300 milligrams a day of this important antioxidant is a major step towards attacking body fat. And then you have Ervingia. This is that amazing West African plant. Ervingia is amazing. People taking 150 milligrams twice a day in one study, and they were obese people in one study, lost 28 pounds in 10 weeks. Now, there's a lot of different reasons or mechanisms of why Ervingia works, but one of the side mechanisms we believe has to do with insulin sensitivity, managing sugar better. That's key. Remember, sugar's connected to body fat. So vanadyl, lipoic acid, Ervingia, key nutrients for helping you restore insulin sensitivity and manage sugars better. Step number 2, block carbohydrate absorption. So imagine if you eat a bunch of sugar, because by the way, the American diet culprit, it's sugar, refined sugar. That's what gets us. So all of this sugar we're taking into our system floods our bloodstream, flooding our bloodstream like that. If we don't burn it, the body's going to store it, and it's going to store it as fat. So by blocking the amount of carbohydrates that actually get into the bloodstream is a significant step in attacking body fat, that sugar-fat connection. White kidney bean, L-arabinose, and a seaweed called bladderwrack. All of these things can help to slow down that sugar absorption into your bloodstream. This is important because sugar connects to fat. Look at white kidney bean. About 445 milligrams of a white kidney bean extract with each meal has a dramatic effect on blocking sugars getting into your blood. For instance, this was a double-blind study on 60 overweight volunteers. Half of them received the white kidney bean, the other half received placebo, a sugar pill. Both groups, and this is important, both groups were placed on the same diet. And the group that was placed on the white kidney bean, after only 30 days, lost 6.5 pounds and 1.2 inches in their waist. The placebo group basically didn't lose anything. White kidney bean, slowing down how much sugar goes from your gut into your blood. Because remember, the sugar-fat connection. Two other ones, L-arabinose. This is interesting. This is a non-dietary type sugar. So it's not going to affect blood sugar, but when you ingest it, it gets into your gut and it blocks other sugars from getting in. About 475 milligrams a day. And then the seaweed extract. Sounds funny, huh? Bladderwrack extract. 475 milligrams a day has been shown, evidence-based, to help slow down some of that sugar absorption. So now let's go on to step number 3. So we've talked about the sugar-fat connection. Now what we want to talk about is increasing your resting metabolic rate. This is the number of calories you basically burn at rest. Now the best way to do this is exercise. But in addition to that, we want you to try some of these nutrients. Fucoxanthin, green tea, and 7-keto-DHEA. Again, why is this important? The more calories you're burning at rest, the more fat you're going to burn, because your body has to tap in to that stored energy, that stored fat, to support a higher metabolic rate. Fucoxanthin with pomegranate seed oil, about 200 milligrams a day. This is wonderful stuff. This is a brown seaweed that promotes a youthful metabolic rate. It actually gets inside the fat cell and activates this protein called UCP1. When you activate this protein, you prevent fat cells from growing up and maturing into adult fat cells. And it also controls the number of fat cells being developed. Adding pomegranate seed oil seems, we're not sure why, but it seems to enhance the effect of this. A 16-week study showed that fucoxanthin pomegranate blend could result in in weight loss of nearly 15 pounds versus 3 pounds in the placebo group. Green tea. Man, it's one of the best things you can do for your body. A 12-week study showed that people on green tea, in this case it was 38 healthy men, half were put on green tea, half were put on placebo, just like the other study, fed the exact same diet. Those on the green tea lost more weight, waist circumference, and lost more body fat. This one here is 7-keto-DHEA. It's a metabolite of an important androgen in the body called DHEA. In this form, this 7-keto form, it's a thermogenic. It helps you to burn fat, but it doesn't stimulate you. In one study, there was half of them, again, on the 7-keto, about 100 milligrams a day, and the other 100 milligrams twice a day, and then the other half were on placebo. Those taking the 7-keto-DHA twice a day had significantly more weight loss, around 6.3 pounds versus 2 pounds in the placebo group. Why? The resting metabolic rate increased. So attacking body fat comes down to sugar-fat connection. That's the first two steps. Restoring insulin sensitivity, blocking carbohydrate absorption. Okay? The third step was about burning more calories at rest, increasing the resting metabolic rate. Focus on that. Keep it simple. Follow your 250-250 weight loss rule. Develop that daily calorie deficit, and then apply some of these steps here. Insulin, carbohydrate absorption, blocking it, and then increasing your resting metabolic rate. Apply some of these nutrients, and you're going to sustain that daily calorie deficit, and then you're going to have lasting, healthy weight loss. One last thing about exercise. This may sound a little odd to you guys, but it's the truth. If you're going to exercise to try to burn fat, it is better to exercise in the morning on an empty stomach. If you exercise after you eat something, guess what? Your body, to supply energy for those moving muscles, is simply going to get the energy from the food you just ate. If you want to tap into the body fat, which represents stored energy, you need to do it on an empty stomach. Now, when I first started exercising on an empty stomach, it took me a while to get used to it. I actually had to cut my exercise time down and build up to it. But when I did, and I was able to get a good sustained exercise program going in the morning on the empty stomach, I saw a lot of body fat loss. I want to thank you again for watching our webinar here, Life Extension Health Webinar Series. There's going to be a lot more of these, so please check your email. We have many, many different topics planned. Now, if you have any specific questions, it's simple. Do this. Call one of our health advisors. There's no obligation. It's free. It's 1-866-542-9349. They're standing by right now. Call them. Ask them your question. You could also go to a special web page. If you see on your screen here, this web page, if you just copy and paste this into your browser, it'll open up a special landing page that will talk about some of the nutrients that I just discussed. Again, my name is Dr. Michael Smith. Thank you for joining our webinar series, and look for some more. We're excited about this. Come join us. Have a great day.